Hello my friends, hope you're having a great day. Today we have a 30-minute strength training circuit for you. The equipment that you'll need today, you need a bench, you need some sort of elevated surface. Again, you could use a book or a step stool, something like that. I have a thick plate here to use, probably about 4 inches tall. And then you're gonna need a small set of dumbbells, and that'll work. I also have one larger dumbbell. That's optional, and I'll talk about how you can use one or the other based on what you have available. Okay, so let's get started. So we're gonna start with 3 warm-up activities. Each exercise is gonna be 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. Okay, so we're gonna start with alternating toe touches. So nice erect posture, knees are slightly bent. I'm bringing one knee up, reaching down with my opposite hand towards that foot. Activating the hamstrings and posterior chain. Okay, so 45 seconds there. Next, we have a sumo squat twist. So I'm gonna start with my feet nice and wide and toes are pointed out. I'm gonna bring my hands up over my head and come down into that sumo squat position. We wanna keep our shoulders kind of nice and back and down from this position. And once I get to that sumo squat position, I'm gonna pull my shoulder towards my opposite knee. And back up, hands above head, back to that sumo squat position, rotating those shoulders, kind of opening up our back, okay? Next we have a standing cat-cow with a high knee. I'm kind of making up the names of things here. So I'm gonna start with my hands behind my ears, my chest is nice and opened. I'm going to round my back, bringing my elbows together. Open back up, nice and wide, opening up that chest. Then I'm gonna take my elbow to knee, or as far as you can get based on how big your belly is. Okay, and those are our 3 warm-up activities. Next, we're gonna move into a circuit, 8 different activities in our circuit. Again, we'll do 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, and we'll do our circuit 3 rounds through. Okay, so the first is a dumbbell pullover. I'm gonna get my big weight and use my bench. You could also use both of your dumbbells, and I'll show you that your smaller dumbbells, I'll show you that next. So I've got my shoulders on my bench, and I'm going to bring my weight up, arms are straight. I'm pushing my hips up in the air and pulling that weight overhead and back to center. Breathing out as I pull that weight up, okay? If you don't have a bench and you're gonna use like a couch or something like that for your elevated surface, you can also do this on the ground. So with this, if I were to do it on the ground, I can lay flat like so, bring my weight here and above head, breathe out as I pull it up, okay? If you didn't have the large dumbbell, you can also use your 2 small dumbbells here. And same thing, bring it overhead, breathe out as I pull those up, okay? So that is the dumbbell pullover. Next, we're gonna move to a side lunge slide. So for the side lunge slide, I like this exercise. I had some pubic symphysis pain with my twin pregnancy, and so I'm trying to stay ahead of that this time. This is an exercise that'll be great for strengthening the adductors or the inner thigh muscles, and hopefully that will help me to kind of stay away from that pubic symphysis pain, which is kind of that pain that's right in the center of your pubic bone. Sometimes it feels like your pubic bone can like split apart. That's kind of the sensation that I feel like I get when I have that type of pain. So this is a great exercise to kind of address that. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my knees just slightly bent. I'm gonna keep my weight on my right foot, okay? So from this position, I'm gonna slide my left foot out, and I'm just gonna drag that toe back to center, okay? So out here, drag that toe back to center, okay? And you can do 45 seconds with your right foot, 45 seconds with your left. Again, same thing. I'm gonna get to a slight knee bend. I want all my weight on that left side. Slide that foot out and drag that toe back up. Okay? The next exercise I think is probably one of the hardest of this set. It's an elevated side plank, and a couple different options here, okay? I did this from my forearm on my elevated surface. You could also use your hand if you'd like to, okay? So from this position, I just feel a little more stable from my forearm personally. From this position, you can kind of stack your feet like this, and we can just hold here, or you can add some alternating knee pulls. Okay, the thing I like about the knee pulls is it really activates those adductor muscles on the top leg. So again, another exercise where I'm kind of hitting that pubic symphysis pain and hopefully preventing that. Okay, so 45 seconds each side for the elevated side plank. Okay, next we have an elevated split squat with press. Okay, so this is where I'm going to use my elevated surface. Again, you could use a book or a little step stool or your first step on your stairs, whatever you have available. But we just want our front foot to be elevated. It's going to give us a little greater range of motion. Okay, so I'm going to put one foot on my elevated surface. My back foot is pretty darn far back. I've got my weight pretty evenly distributed. I'm going to bring my dumbbells here, and I'm going to bring that back knee down, drive up, drive my dumbbells up, and back to center. Okay, 45 seconds each side for the split squat. Okay, the last exercise in our circuit is a bird dog push-up. Several different variations with this one, so I'm going to kind of show you all of these from hardest to easiest. Okay, so the first option is I'm coming to a push-up position. Okay, I'm going to lift opposite arm and leg to an extended position. Okay, here, here, and then push up. Okay, that would be my hardest option. Okay, I'm going to slide my bench over so you can see me a little better. Okay, my second hardest option is just alternating what you raise. So we can do single arm, single leg, push up. Okay, my next option is to come to my knees here and do this in a modified version. From here I can do bird dog, push up, or I can do the alternating where I do arm, arm, one leg, push up. Okay, whatever feels most comfortable for you for those push-ups, whatever gives you the right amount of challenge that you need today, okay? And so we're gonna do 3 rounds through of each of those strength exercises, and we'll finish up with 3 simple cool down stretches. The first is a hip flexor to hammy stretch. Okay, so a nice big waist, nice big base here, and I'm pushing that weight forward. I'm shifting my weight back onto my heel, and I'm hinging forward from the waist. Again, if you have a big belly, you need to keep it to the side. That's fine as well to get a nice hamstring stretch there. Okay, so just alternating between that hip flexor and hammy stretch. Again, you can probably get deeper than me because my hamstrings are super tight, but you get the idea. Okay, so do 45 seconds each side for that, and then our last stretch is a thread the needle. So I got my knees about shoulder width apart, hands are flat here. I'm going to open up and bring that hand through, hold for about 5 seconds here, and alternating sides. Again, you can keep your knees nice and wide, especially as our bellies are growing here. That gives you a little bit more space to get through for that thread the needle and really open up the back. If you are already showing quite a bit, you might be having some low back pain, so we'll continue to kind of focus on both mobility and strengthening for our back muscles as we're starting to shift weight on the anterior side as we continue to gain. So I hope you are feeling good. Have a great workout, and we'll see you next time.